It's my money and I want it now. J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now. Okay. So I'm just gonna be hacky and rip my own title here. In light of recent events, and don't worry to anybody who might be sweating. Although, in my opinion, based on my fraction of the understanding, mm, I'm not going to go too hard in the paint, so to speak. All right, but I do want to make these stipulations very clear, just for future reference. It makes me feel better that things are not left unsaid. Um, hey, Queen. So when I do this, I'm too tired to do the computer thing. Long, long day at work, much longer than usual. Just got home. I'm gonna get into it. White Dragon, my brother. It is always a distinct honor to see you. So here we go. Don't worry, it's not gonna get detailed, but in light of recent events, first off, there is something that I feel no qualms whatsoever about saying out loud because I think it is a very logical thought, and I don't know, insight, opinions. I value what everybody thinks. I've learned to just, I don't know, it would be not accurate if I say I appreciate my own thoughts. I appreciate what other people think about my conclusions and your opinion. So I propose a question, without giving any context. Statistically, and this goes to any one of you that's listening now or is listening later. Leave a comment, reach out to me, any shape or form. I would love the feedback. What's the statistical probability that an individual is constantly, like the same individual is constantly, almost constantly, every time that someone or something is revealed to be fraudulent, negative, a scam, literally a scam that has taken somebody's money or garnished someone's pity to lead to donations. Um, I mean, there's a term for that, right? Like I know there's grifters, there's e-beggars, but then there's a whole other thing, scammers. I'll be the first to acknowledge that there was an individual who is no longer active, as far as I know, who knows what alts are being used. I have a huge distrust for a lot of individuals because of our collective experiences on YouTube. And I'm not even being cynical. It's just reality. So yeah, one individual who I've donated funds to under the pretense that they were starving to death. I got to learn later it was a complete lie. So that's worked itself out, and as far as I know, he's just, I don't know. I hope living a better life. Then other individuals get revealed for getting caught up and manipulated and being told to say like a very twisted, disturbing game of telephone. The game of telephone that brings out the worst of like gossip, right? Like all that, you get to learn finally by dealing direct. And I have, in this case, made the decision, and it's no hypocrisy. I've made the decision to take a step back because I don't know what to process and think or feel about the specific individual because I have to do more, I guess, research. But there's just a lot of insanity. Like here, not to put the nail on the head, but here's something current and obvious. Yo, big cat, I see you, man. Sorry, I when I do these rants, I think I made it clear. I close my eyes. Hey, Cindy D, my son's life mattered. Man, I miss you, sweetheart. We have to have a catch-up phone call. How often do I do that? Every time I go live. And Big Cat, next time you reach out, man, you already know. All right, that was discussed in person today. All right, so yeah, I don't know, just it's hit so damn close to home. with people that earned and gained my trust, and these were people I defended and almost got involved in every stupid little piece of drama. What I find hypocritical is there is an individual, I don't know if he's in here right now. Yo, what's up, Red Pill? Individual by the oh, if I reveal the name, that might reveal too much. But he had a huge community on his ass, stressing him out to the ends of the earth, trying to intimidate him and bully him and shame him. Probably, and not even probably, actually, I verified from the source to the point where this individual was considering the permanent solution to the temporary problem. And it is these same individuals I've learned have been a part of some of the biggest fraud. The biggest fraud. What's up, Maxwell, my brother? YouTube is beyond weird, but it's really an extension of the morbidity and the depths of humanity, how low people can go. So check this, all right? I can only articulate I'll be as clear as possible, but I'm trying to be somewhat, with the eggshells, which is bullshit. I'm sick of it. So there must be some inkling of respect. It ain't fear, but we'll call it respect until I learn otherwise. So somebody that all of us at one point or another have seen in this very chat, or has been celebrated in various other communities that have been very close to this. Remember, I'm reluctant to call us a community, but we are a collective of independent thinkers. No hive mind nonsense. No be here when I say crap. No go dislike that person because I say so. Shit. But somebody that a lot of us knew was apparently found to, and I'm going to be delicate given the scenario. There was a whole funeral for somebody with pictures and photographs that were discovered to have been fraudulent. These photographs, and by the way, to my understanding, the funeral that was made for this individual, who was a very well-known person in a few communities, a lot of, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of money was sent because of the funeral and the celebration of life, or whatever the case. What happened to that money? Who all chipped in, and now how do you all feel that you put money towards this lie? To my understanding, the closest person to the individual at question has no idea of what really happened. I have to, even if I don't feel compelled to, offer some vague benefit of the doubt. I find it immensely hard personally to believe that this close friend, best friend, brother didn't know what's going on. So apparently somebody took over somebody's entire account, but that would mean that not only the account, we're talking Discords, Facebook, so a man's entire identity was compromised, and somehow, some way, I somebody's gonna. I have to watch some videos tonight. I have to speak to some folks, but somehow, some way, it's been discovered that, like right now, we don't know if an individual that we all mourned is dead or alive. That's where I'm at personally. And so, man, I'm glad somebody's here because I am mentioning I mentioned somebody that's in here that has had so much crap thrown at them for such a long time, literally being chased everywhere. You know who you are. You're here. I'm not throwing your name out. It might be obvious. I hope that you've grown and learned to be over it because you deserve it, man, truly. Because a lot of the folks that were after you that gave you so much shit are being just found out, so their entire false moral decorum, whatever narrative of trying to punk you and shame you and control your ability to connect with other people, it all has no value and merit any longer. So right now I still can't process. I don't understand. Apparently somebody has I don't know, fed a narrative to the closest people of the said person and convinced them that they passed on. And right now, it's a big question mark. If is he alive? Is he not? Did he get put away? Did somebody take over? So I'm gonna do my due diligence. I have to find out the truth. It's just kind of, it's a cliche line. It's what I do. I have to. And I want to just extend my pat on the back to anybody and everybody that can stand here, sit here, or just chill within the chat or rewatch Gang and be like, I have never, and if you have, and if you've grown from it, huge shout out. Yo, holy snap, Nicole. Dear God, woman, it's so good to see you. Let me tell you, I I have missed you, and I really I'm gonna send you if I can still find you on Facebook. I want to send you some of the new Stuck in the Middle shows. That's right, Josh and I reunited, and we're on Rumble now because YouTube is bullshit. So that aside, I have to continue my rant briefly. Um, oh damn it, where was I, folks? Where was I? Sorry, I saw an old friend, an OG, an absolute OG. Um, oh yeah, the pat on the back. So I can at least confidently say, no matter what, no matter the history and the people that have had their issues with me, I can say that me and those that I trust have not done the following. We haven't scammed anybody for money. We have not e-begged. We have not lied about our deaths. We have not, like, way to go, by the way, if you haven't lied about dying. Kudos to you. That's a real win in my book. Um, oh yes, Nicole, I can't wait that you see some of the Rumble stuff. And honestly, truly, I'm sorry, I'm having like a one-sided conversation real quick. Some of the stuff I've been able to get away with here on YouTube. YouTube's not making it easy. All right. I'm not gonna say conspiracy. I'm not gonna even claim the algorithm, but you're gonna be pretty shocked. The me that you knew, Lefty Eli on Stuck in the Middle, super progressive that used to defend Antifa and BLM. Oh boy, Nicole, I've had a change of heart. Um, yeah. So that aside, I'm just so grateful and thankful for the people that have been the ones that have stuck with me, didn't buy the bullshit when it was just popular to jump on a bandwagon and join the crowd. I am so over that, truly, but I just want to express the thanks to those that just never had the doubt because I was always perplexed. Like, I've bared my soul here. How can people just, because I'm gone for a few days, believe 4 hours of propaganda? Again, I've made peace with everybody except for one, one and a half people out of that community, and one individual that, and don't worry, it's not who you think it is. If you're listening, please don't worry. But there's somebody I have yet to been able to speak to that did talk about threatening my life in a very fun manner. Don't worry, I'm telling you. The individual that I know is probably thinking I'm referring to him. You texted me recently. It's not you. It's somebody I haven't actually been able to communicate with. That was I got to see firsthand all that tough talk about taking me out with some sort of firearm because that's a badass thing to do behind a keyboard. But yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys for integrity, honesty, sincerity. Okay, for being able to look at your past and admit the mistakes so you can move forward with a brighter future. I mean, hell, more importantly, having a better today by being able to admit every mistake or whatever it is you're not proud of. Be proud that you manned up to it, yeah, and that you faced it. There are there are people that are getting so tangled, and like honestly, the mathematical probability, even with chaos theory anything that can happen will happen. It just it doesn't make any sense for one individual to be around so many people that have been caught red-handed, um, being complete frauds and scam artists. So, I mean, there's that, and that I'm gonna have to reconcile in my own way. But I just, and I also want to say unequivocally, not that I expect anybody to go ahead and take action, but if you are somehow a part of, let's say, just like e-bullying or you know uh, scamming, e-begging because through lies or whatever, like unless you're saying, look, I'm in a dire situation, I need help, that's a different story. But those things right there, if you're any part of that, kindly feel free. I I won't miss you, you won't miss me. Feel free to exit this live right now or exit the rewatch and unsubscribe. Clean house, okay? I want good people around me, not perfect people, good, honest people, people that have done bad things that are willing to acknowledge that they were bad and they are willing to grow. We're not going to be a community, if I dare call it that, of regression. We are independent thinkers that want to reveal the truth at every cost. And we want better and greater things for our respective countries and lives. That is all I demand and beg for at the same time. And people willing to continue civility and discourse. An individual on Facebook that has gone full crazy liberal on me, and I hate to use that term. No, I don't. Who am I kidding? It is what it is. And he is what he is. Every talking point, that's a popular term, is that's used against me, where I went ahead and I tagged him in a post. I said, please stand up. You're cordially invited. Let's talk on the show. Let's have a conversation. And for whatever reason, they're willing to write like I don't know, 10 paragraph dissertations and essays about how self-righteous and morally, uh, how they have the high ground, morally speaking, how they are the better person because they believe this, that, and the other. That they believe in, I don't know, how bad or how prevalent white privilege is, and that it's like one of the number one issues. That systemic racism is one of the hugest issues, and that CRT needs to be taught absolutely. When I have finally learned what CRT is, and now boom, I take issue with it. So this individual has well, in his view, taken me to task with all of the tried and true CNN talking points to make me feel like a bad person because I now identify more so with the conservative base. And to that, I say, you're a coward. You are only willing to exchange DMs, emails, and look like a badass on Facebook, but you're not willing to talk to me. And I offered you your identity to be safe, modulate your voice, and you just can't talk the talk. That's typical and disappointing. I am seeking for opposition, and I'm not looking for opposition just like Larry, if y'all remember Larry. I'm looking for somebody that just thinks differently so that we can understand one another better. It's not even just knowing thy enemy. And look, that video I shared last night of that bipartisan bill, Ted Cruz and company, and the Democrats, by the way, they want to pass. Suddenly it's kumbaya, and there's only one person putting his foot down, Rand Paul. I think the thoughts we all had in real time is their way to circumvent and steamroll the Fourth Amendment. And that's a huge issue. And if I were to bring that up to my liberal buddy on Stuck in the Middle's Facebook, Stuck in the Middle, I was going to say Stuck in the Middle's Facebook. No, we're not that big yet. Um, yeah, you just, everything's laughable and everything's just climate change and it's just the same shit. And Orange Man is still bad. Yet I have not been able to run into a single Democrat or self-proclaimed Democrat that has told me who they want to run, who they're rooting for. All I get time and time again is I'm voting for the lesser of two evils. That's four different liberals, progressives, Democrats, the people I used to call myself in their number. Okay. And I'm able to name three people that I'm willing to vote for. I'm just still feeling everything out. First off, I'm devastated that Trump is being railroaded as much as he is. I hope that he beats every single charge. Not guilty is the correct plea. If he's guilty, then you better lock up Hillary Clinton and the entire Biden administration. Period. End of story. I hope Trump can continue to run his campaign. And I got my eye on DeSantis. DeSantis, I'm thankful for what he's done for Florida as a Floridian. And RFK, a Democrat, much to my shock, who is also every Democrat I speak to, including my last tattoo artist, while he was giving me ink, was telling me, no, RFK is a crazy man. He believes in the deep state and he's anti-vax. I'm like, oh, you're making him sound sexy, bro. So, see, I can actually name names, and I know individuals that are in the House, GOP House speakers, and that have the conviction to seek justice, and they take on the FBI, which is a strong arm of the left. I don't see it as any other way. I do believe that the two-party system is by design a lie, but at least in terms of the theatrics, I mean, the arguments being produced from the left are just complete jokes to me. And at least I have conviction and understanding of what the right is trying to accomplish, and they're honest about it. They don't do all this pandering and like Nancy Pelosi dressing up in Kwanzaa gear, the shit like that. At least the right ain't pulling that nonsense. So wait, what? Oh, I just opened my eyes. Sorry. It will. Oh, okay. Word. Hold on. Hold on. I'm glad he's being railroaded. It will prove the left's. See, but my fear, Nicole, is that it's not just the deep state alone. Is that what I said? Or the left? It's not just the left. It is deep state shit. Like, there are. I don't know how many GOP members. I do listen to how the media treats and talks about Trump. They talk about him like he's just a guy with a small pocket of support. And when I explain this to my family members that are not as in the know, or they just listen to the mainstream, they don't get it. And it's going to be, I hope it's going to lead to the downfall of the election for the left. My huge fear is the fractioning of the right base, the solidarity we have in the people that we know we can, or that we feel we can trust. Saying that knowing we can trust is a far stretch. I'm not willing to gamble saying that. So I got my eye on Trump, and I want him to be the one to win. Although I will not deny I want younger blood. I wish Trump like just had somebody he could pick. But right now, given everything he's gone through, this witch hunt nonsense, every single witch hunt, like how did this not outrage even the Democrats because they're so indoctrinated? And I hate generalizing. They've watched every witch hunt produce nothing, not a zip, zilch, and they're somehow okay that all their tax dollars went to spearheading every failed investigation. It's okay because Orange Man bad, blue no matter who. Doesn't that get old? Doesn't that way of thinking get old? How in the how in the hell do you move forward from that? And how do you deal with that? How do you have a conversation with that? Maybe that's why. Maybe my theory is a lot of my friends that are Democrats still. I think some of them do listen to me talk about my position on being a righty, and having just such a small amount of progressive values left, with zero lefty progressive champions, heroes, or yeah, none that I can consider a representative. Zero, zero Democrats, with the exception of RFK. That's John F. Kennedy's nephew. He's got some real talk. He's making the rounds. He is at least smart enough not to rely on the mainstream media. He'll go on Russell Brand. He'll go on Joe Rogan, and he speaks the truth. And that is so fucking refreshing. Yes, he is a Democrat. Does that alarm me and worry me? Yes, because I don't know. Does that mean he would be stacking like the courts or the House, the Senate, and flipping the? He doesn't strike me as somebody that does that, but Who knows? I mean, trust is such a fickle and fragile thing this day and age. Hell, man, I am so afraid to trust again because of how disenfranchised I feel we all are collectively, given where we have fallen, how deep we have sunk with our country in this world, and the perception of our country to the rest of the world with this current draconian administration being the one that should be locked up. Hunter Biden laughably able to make public appearances and go into the White House. Oh, I love how the FBI was able to, the FBI and what the secret agents were able to find that mystery bag of cocaine. No idea how it got there, by the way. No idea that mystery bag of cocaine. Let's think of all the people and the huge investigation that pulled no punches, trying to get to the bottom of who brought that Snow White in here. Well, I don't know. Let's make a list of 500 possibilities, and they used cameras, and they just ruled nobody brought it here. It just must have appeared. That's the official report. Cocaine just appears. Wow, that's a great magic trick. Let me see. Hold on. Um, I'm gonna recite an old magical trick I was taught by my people. I don't know which people it is. The Jubians. How now, brown cow? Hold on, I got to turn on the camera for this ritual. Okay, this is D Libby, unspecified V. I've missed you so much, sweetheart. Okay, ready? All right. Don't worry, that's a finger. There we go. How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? Cocaine? Cocaine. It didn't work. It didn't work. Cancel, cancel. All right. So, oh, holy snap. Actually, Hunter Biden appeared in my closet again. Hi, Hunter. Hey, Eli, I'm so guilty of human trafficking and drug. Well, damn it, I'm guilty of everything. And it's recorded. And you've seen me weigh it. You've seen me help prostitutes travel around the world on daddy's dime and taxpayer money. I've also flexed my nuts at other countries and enemy countries, saying daddy's watching. And I also had my own pop. Not Corn Pop. He used to take care of me and call himself Uncle Corn Pop. We used to play hide the sausage. He used to butter me up with Coke. No, literally butter me up with Coke. He'd make a special butter out of it. But anyway, Eli, let me tell you about the time. All right, Hunter. Hunter, nobody wants to hear your shit. Okay. We have overwhelming evidence of everything you've done on video, yet somehow, some way, the news of your plea deal, which is an admission of guilt, was able to be withheld by all-powerful Daddy, who I'm almost convinced is this is probably one of the boldest radical statements I've made on this channel yet. I think, just based on watching the regression of Biden's health, that maybe it's possible when we see him, he's like green screen CG shit. Just saying. I mean, we're not even far off from that tech. We're already there. Look at what Hollywood is up in arms about. All right, that episode of Black Mirror, that's just another example of Hollywood spitting in our faces. And the timing was so appropriate. I mean, literally, if you don't know like the bones of it, it's that here, look, quick example. Y'all remember Power Rangers way back in the day? You guys remember that big white face Zordon that was in every single episode for like ever that would give the Power Rangers their missions? Every single episode. They took one guy with a fat face, and they put him in makeup, and they got every angle recorded and took pictures. And that's not his voice. Somebody did a voiceover, so they used his likeness and his face for the entirety of the run of the Power Rangers. So do you know how much that man got paid? That remember that started back in 1990. I was in first grade when the first episode aired. The first enemy they fought was Pudgy the Pig. Irrelevant though. I'm old. So Zordon is who I'm talking about. Every episode for years, over a decade. The man that was the face of Zordon got $150. That's it. $150. And he was never thanked nor paid again. He goes to Comic Cons every now and again with pictures, and people are like, "Oh, neat! Oh, hell yeah, Zordon!" So just take that little example from 1990 and put it to today's terms, technology, and events. And so, obviously, while it's hard for me to have a bleeding heart for actors, specifically, Holly weird, but to any of the honest actors, workers out there, okay, like, there's plenty of them. There's plenty of them that are just stark raving evil and mad, but there's a lot of good ones out there, especially the indie film folks. All right. Uh, to my understanding, Hollywood has requested of them. This is why there's the strike. They want to be able to pay them for 1 day's work, just like the old tale of good old Zordon and the Power Rangers. Pay them for 1 day's work on set, 1 day, and then the rest is up to good old CG. That's it. You see, look at that. Look at that. That's just another example of how humans are no longer even necessary in what being human. I mean, Jesus, with the onset of AI and automation, I mean, just seeing this with the Actors Guild and the strike, I honestly, truly, even though I hate Hollywood with a passion, we gotta hope for a good outcome, and that includes all the writers and everything. We're gonna have a lot of shitty TV. My sources, everything I've read says we're gonna get a huge onslaught of reality TV, which means I'm gonna be watching a bunch of old crap because I'm never watching reality TV again. But this example right here is gonna set a precedent in some shape or form for other workers. Like when, and this is a fact, my citation is go to Netflix. By God, if you doubt me, go to Netflix or Google American Factory. I mention it every time because it's so important. 2030, this is a fact. This is a fact. By 2030, 3 million Americans, just like that, like a seismic shift. 3 million Americans losing their jobs, period, because of automation and, you guessed it, artificial intelligence. 3 million Americans will have no purpose. Is there retraining for these individuals? What happens to our labor force? What happens to this country that has already lost its manufacturing prowess as a world power? All of our resources are being completely bled into the superiority for artificial intelligence within the military industrial complex. A part of me is like, damn it, yeah, we better get it first. We're America. This is my country. We have to be superior. We have to. My question is, I guess, at what cost? But do I want to know that we have it? Yes. One of my concerns is the red tape, the bureaucracy. Okay, our government is a little foolish here, and I hope since well, damn it, this documentary was released just like less than a month ago. But my concern is we allegedly, or at least on paper and in front of the camera, are trying to still implement regulations on getting to being the most advanced, weaponized, autonomous AI. This could spell devastation for the entire world and us. Okay. Remember what happened when two scientists turned a zero into a one. Their entire lives were dedicated to making cures out of molecules and helping longevity and curing viruses. And by changing the zero into a one over a span of just 6 hours, artificial intelligence was able to make 40,000 different ways to kill a human being. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. And on top of AI being constantly worked at with all the resources disposable, they're also working on swarming technology. I don't know if you've ever seen like a real-time strategy game where it looks like there's thousands upon thousands of objects and enemies just self-generating. Think about that, but only in real life. And you will see examples of this swarming technology and the goals and what it looks like at the end of the documentary. They're talking about having starting with 7 drones that can communicate with one another, being weaponized or not, acting as like a literal moving spider web. Imagine a moving spider web. And now from 7, the next goal is 1,000. 1,000 small drones all operating. And are they thinking on their own or not? Right now, there is a law that states there is no autonomous drone that can be operated, that is able to make the decision to end a life without the control of a human being. I don't think that's going to stand the test of time. Not at the rate all of the world's militaries are fighting for and frothing at the mouth. Maybe one of our own, maybe an American, will sell us out and go to the highest bidder. My hugest concern is China. Their number one priority is AI technology. And by God, that's intimidating. That's frightening. So, uncertain future is what we can all expect. But with that, all right, I'm wrapping it up. Let me Trisha. Hi there. It's absolutely frightening. And please, Trisha, if you got the Netflix, okay, you have to watch it. It's called Unknown Killer Robots. And I wish that's the name of a B-rated movie. That's the name of a damn documentary that was recently released. It's horrifying. Please go look. And there's one moment that I'm not sure the Romanian military official at a expo it's an expo where all the smart folks that are able to make killing machines get together or use and showcase AI. They all get together in one place, and all the world's militaries all show up at the same spot. And this one Romanian colonel walks up to one of the guys we follow throughout the documentary, who is a I don't say ex-Navy SEAL. Once you're a Navy SEAL, you're forever a Navy SEAL. He put over, or him and his team has put over $1 billion into making drones that can breach buildings and just identify that it's safe to enter, so that our boys know the ground before they walk it. And the immediate response from the colonel, the Romanian colonel, is, "Oh, and you've been able to weaponize that?" Our boy, the SEAL, his last name is Song, like Shang Tsung. He said, "We haven't done that yet." And the colonel's like, "Well, when you do, you give me a call and we'll be in touch." So there you go. That was recorded to my knowledge. I'm not sure he was aware. So okay, I'm done with doing the fright fest. I don't want people to be sensationalistically alarmed. Okay, the end is nigh mentality is not going to help us, but be prepared, be intelligent, keep doing research, always seek the truth, no matter how frivolous and small. And with that, we might have hope if we can get on the same page with that. And with that, I say good night, one and all. All right, peace out.